Dan here, Vagabond Buddha. I was running and a few ideas came to me that I wanted to share with you. One of the things I've often wondered about were the roles that people assume. Like when they assume a position of authority on a subject. Like, I don't know why, some reason it makes me laugh, but an obvious role is a clown. You know, they have this really bright colored outfit and big shoes and a shiny nose and orange hair. There's other roles, you know, a professor. Although over the years, the outfit for that has varied quite a bit. You could think of a priest has a certain outfit they're supposed to wear, and or a guru is supposed to have a beard, or a monk have an orange robe or a yellow, or a policeman. And there's sort of a message conveyed by the outfit, if you will, that the person has some authority in that area. Maybe put policemen aside, because that outfit, unless it's a fraudulent outfit, you know, it does actually represent actual authority. But other types of outfits are not required necessarily, at least practically. If you're, for example, if you're a Catholic priest, I suppose, and you've read the Bible 1,000 times, and you know what the Bible says, you probably could put on a suit and still have your knowledge and have conversations. And if the person, you know, they knew you were a Catholic priest, they probably wouldn't care what outfit you're wearing, for example. The reason I bring the subject up today is because I was thinking about how the concept of enlightenment is where, if you will, you're aware of your identity. You're aware of this personality that's being presented. You're aware that you are both present moment awareness, and you're some shell of a human being that has a story and has likes and dislikes, and so in a way you're sort of both. You know, most people in the mind domain, or many people, says that's qualified. People in the mind domain who are not aware of the present moment awareness in which the mind domain actually lives. They're actually living their personality. They don't understand that their personality has been created over their lifetime. They think it's who they are. But once you get the idea that you have both experience, you can live in both experience, and you can live in the story that you've created about yourself and who you are and what you believe and decisions that you're going to make because you believe those things. Once you're aware of both that and the place of being, that awareness comes with it, this idea that that the presentation you're making to the world, the clothes you're wearing, how you're cutting your hair, what you're telling people that you know or believe, that's actually a presentation, which may be, in fact, be a good one. I mean, it may be, for the life you've lived, the story you tell, might be interesting or good, and it can be factually accurate. You know, these are my parents, this is my education, this is where I grew up, I was born in this country, I have this passport. It can be factually accurate. I'm not, and you can, it can please you. You can be happy about who you are. I'm not denigrating who you are. I'm just talking about the idea that it's that you live in an awareness that it is a choice, a presentation that's created out of choice. And you can be aware of the choices that created that presentation, if you will. Which brings up my point. So, but when you're in present moment awareness, you know that the temporary nature of your presentation, you know that it was born, it's living, or it's being presented presently, and at some point it will wither away and die, and the all that is your experience is not going to end. Only your point of view in it will end, and that's all we can experience about that. I mean, what happens after? We could talk about another day. It's not really the point of this, but the presentation itself is a choice. And so when the reason I'm bringing this up is because people have this idea of what a guru is, what they look like. And so when people decide they're not just existing in present moment awareness, but they want to begin to talk about it, they want to begin to help others find it, if you will. If they want to declare themselves a guru, or because they have some insight into awareness, should they put on an orange robe and grow a beard? Should they wear beads and sit Indian style and play certain music to attract an audience? And that's actually a valid question, because the people that are already in present moment awareness, they already know that it doesn't matter whether you have a beard or not, or whether your robe is orange. They know that has nothing to do with whether or not you have information about or awareness of present moment awareness rather than information. Information's kind of a mind domain thing, but those in the promised land don't care. First of all, they probably aren't going to seek you because they're already there themselves. There's really nothing. They might seek you out of camaraderie or out of joy, but they're not seeking you for transformation. They're not seeking you to be able to see their own presentation anymore. They're there. They might just be enjoying where you are with them. So if you wear a robe and you grow a beard, the second audience, really only two audiences in this case, is people that they're living in their in the mind state, and they're trying to find present moment awareness. And so You know, is it for that audience, should you grow a beard and wear orange? And that's kind of interesting question to ask, because if you think about what, you know, what's in the way of their finding, or what's in the way of their experiencing present moment awareness, it's their own belief and their own presentation about what present moment awareness is. They have an idea in their mind about what present moment awareness is, and they're trying to achieve something that they have a belief about in their mind. They're trying to go somewhere that they can describe, or they've read books about, but they don't believe they've ever been there, and they need help from someone, and so they may come to you if their picture of someone that can lead them to emptiness or being present to what's so, rather than their thoughts about it, is in their mind, is more likely to happen if they are sitting in front of someone or listening to someone with a beard and an orange robe. And so the fundamental question is whether the chicken or the egg, right? Like if having a beard and wearing an orange robe puts people in front of you that are interested in present moment awareness, then you have a larger audience that has potential to find this place that you think is so worthwhile to pursue. Yet it's using the very, if you will, it's using the wall between their mind, or their mind actually is the wall. It's using their mind to reinforce a picture that's going to stop them from finding present moment awareness, because they think they need to be in front of somebody with a beard and an orange outfit who's sitting Indian style and meditating to find present moment awareness. So it's reinforcing the mind concept about what present moment awareness is to attract more people, so that you can get rid of that concept of what it takes to be moment, to be present. So that's what's interesting about the question. And I don't really have an answer for you. I don't think that was the point. The point is just once you're living in that place, I personally don't believe it makes any difference whether or not you wear a robe and grow a beard, or use words that other gurus use. In some respects, the place that people arrive is the same. It doesn't matter how they get there. It's kind of and so if there are different paths to get there, meaning if there's people in orange robes and beards that are attracting one kind of listener, and there's people in suits and ties that are attracting another kind of listener, and there's people in, I don't know, you name every kind of stereotype. It's almost the stereotype of the listener that you want to present, because the present moment awareness itself is so difficult to communicate about, that if you add a barrier between you, an additional barrier, like you dress different, or you speak different, your first language is different than theirs, or in some ways it's going to be hard for them to, it could be a benefit too, but it might be, for some people it might be harder if you're wearing different clothes or you're speaking differently, because they have the additional social fear of, oh my God, if I start believing this crazy stuff, does that mean I have to wear an orange robe and grow a beard? You know, my family's not going to understand that. You know, am I going to have to adopt all these mannerisms of these present moment awareness people? And that's an additional fear. So maybe it's, you know, certainly for some people, it's probably better to have an audience or a speaker that they can look at and respect their facade, despite the fact that it is a facade. And as soon as they're able to be in present moment awareness, they'll know it is a facade and be comfortable with the facade. And because now they have an ecosystem they can bring their friends into, where at least the visual facade isn't as distracting as whatever the other facade is that they don't like as much. You know, maybe orange robe and beard is good for some, and suit and tie is good for other. Maybe bathing suit and flip-flops are better for some. So my only point is that there's kind of there's this idea that that in order to be aware, to be in present moment awareness, that you have to be able to kill your ego or drop your ego, and really all that ever happens is that you're aware of your ego, like you're aware of your personality, and whether you conform it to some ideal about what clothes you're supposed to wear after you become aware of it, that's a choice you're making when you understand that from the perspective of awareness, it makes no difference. You know, once your listener adopts once their eyes are open, they're there. It doesn't matter what you were wearing when they arrived. And so some of the story out there you hear is, oh, this person has ego, therefore they can't transform others. And you can tell because they have nice shoes, or they have a watch, or a nice car. And a nice car or nice shoes or watch, that's as irrelevant as a beard and an orange robe to present moment awareness. There's nothing about present moment awareness that either requires poverty or condemns it. There's some side talks in there, like there's some humility that if you're coming from a really high place of arrogance and knowing everything, which often travels with success, monetary success, you may not even be pursuing present moment awareness in the first place, but when you are, you may have some difficulties about the idea of that none of it matters, because you're really playing the game hard if that's what your thing is, if money's your thing, for example. But there's that old saying, it's easier to get a rich man through the head of a needle than it is to get him in heaven. And that's just because of the drive aspect. They're so focused on their winning formula, and they're winning with it, that until they get to the apex where they're at the top and there's no one else to beat, and then they see the emptiness of it, they're not going to be they may not be looking for self-awareness. So anyway, but my only point is that it's the idea that once you get rid of your ego, that you just aren't going to wear jeans and a t-shirt anymore, or aren't going to wear a suit and tie. That's totally irrelevant to present moment awareness. How much you have in the bank, you know, once you're living in present moment awareness, and I don't mean that it's constant, you're going to live in it sometimes, and sometimes your mind's going to win the game, but once you're aware of it and you have access to it, once the pain starts. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank, right? You're there. It doesn't matter how often you shave or whether you shave or not. Those are superficial. No less superficial than your personality itself. I mean, it doesn't. You can't even say if you walk around naked and don't shave that's absent of personality. That's as much personality. It's still a choice. So anyway, I would let that idea go. That it either matters, like you don't have to grow a beard to become enlightened, and you don't have to shave a beard to become enlightened. It makes no difference. Your clothes don't make a difference. Who your friends are don't make a difference. What? Who my friends are? You mean, no, that has to make a difference. I mean, I can hang out with murderers and become enlightened. See, enlightenment's about is a grace that comes to you in a way and for reasons that your mind will never comprehend. And it often comes from pain. Other times it comes. I mean, it comes to different people for different reasons, and it's a grace. It's nothing you deserve. And you're not better than other people because you're living in freedom. And you don't deserve a badge, and there's nothing better about you. You're just free. And so it won't happen because you have good friends, and it won't not happen because you have bad friends. That's irrelevant. Your clothes, your car, your house, your net worth, your family, none of that matters. Present moment awareness is available to everyone every instant. Now, once you have it, people that are living you may begin to start to be a better choice of friends. But it doesn't matter who your friends are when you first get it. All right, I probably talked too much today. Thanks for listening. Dan of Vagabond Buddha. Take care.